Hello everyone, welcome to part 12 of Laravel interview questions and answers. In this video, we are going to do some of the most important Laravel webhook and API interview questions with practical knowledge that we will do in Postman. We are going to test these APIs in Postman as well so that everything get clear. Okay, so let's start. First question is, what is Laravel webhook? Okay, so the interviewer may ask you about this question. So let's see its answer. Laravel webhook or webhook API helps in communication between client and the server. Okay, so as we know the role of the API, what is the role for the API? Like we have studied this in the earlier videos as well. We have studied this in the API tutorial series as well. What is the API? Basically, API is the application programming interface that helps in communication between the client and the server. So here client can be website and the server can be third party. So the same thing webhook do. See, we also call it webhook API. Okay, so same thing webhook also do, like communicating between the client and the server. So every time if we want to integrate something from the third party to our website, our Laravel website, then we require API or webhook. Okay, so webhook is the alternative for the API that we are going to study now in depth. So let's see more. In Laravel webhook, the server requests the client for the update. So the client provides the webhook link to the server that the server will carry every time, that server will call every time when some event occurs at their end to update the client database. So what happens here in webhook? Server requests the client for the update. So what will happen, like the as a client we are required to provide the API to the server, and that API will be called by the server. Okay, so every time if there is some update at the server end, then server is going to call that API. Okay, so I'm going to explain you in a better way. So let's see. So in webhook, third party sends updates to the website when a particular event occurs. Like for updating stock at the website, third party or server updates the product stock to the website database via webhook every time when order is placed or stock increases or decreases from the other sources. See what happens in webhook. Like you want to integrate the stock management process in your website, in your Laravel website, Laravel e-commerce website, and you want to integrate from the third party, like unicommerce you want to integrate in your website for the stock management. See, your brand is going to be the big brand, and lot of orders are coming every day. You can expect like 1000 2000 orders are coming, so you can't manage stock of your own. So at that time we are required to manage the stock from the third party, like we have done the shiprocket APIs in our Laravel API series. So at that time there are two things we can do. One is we can integrate the stock API, and the another one we can integrate the stock webhook. Okay, so if we will integrate the stock API, then the API will be provided by the third party. So that unicommerce will provide us the API. We will hit that API and will update the stock in our database. But if we are going to integrate the webhook, then that webhook or webhook API we are required to make in our system. We are required to make its URL, and we will provide that URL to the third party, to the server. Okay, then server will hit that API, that webhook, every time when there is the change in the event, when there is the change in the stock. Okay, so every time when the orders get placed, or the stock increases or decreases from whatever the source is, whatever the warehouse, from the warehouse or from the offline or from some other platform, then that third party is going to hit that API that we have provided to them to update our database. So which one is better? So this webhook is better because webhook, the third party is going to hit only when there is change in the product stock, otherwise they will not hit at all. Okay, so in webhook API, third party hits at our end, means server send the request to the client. Okay, server checks for the API given by the client. Okay, server hits the client API is at our website. Okay, so that is the webhook. This one will get clear in the upcoming. We are going to practically do both in Postman, then it will be more clear. Now see, if the interviewer will ask you what is Laravel webhook or Laravel webhook API, you just need to answer this question like webhook API helps in communication between client and the server. Okay, and in webhook the server requests the client for the update. So the client provides the webhook link to the server. That is, server will call every time when some event occurs at their end to update the client database. Okay, so that is enough to answer. So let's see the another question. And the see separate video is already there to understand the webhook in a more detailed way. Okay, so you can go for it and you can understand if it is not clear, because it is bit complex, but one it's clear, then you can do anything. Okay, so what is the difference between the API and webhook? So this is the question. There are see, if you are going to go for the Laravel interview, then also you need to handle the endpoints, you need to handle the backend, you need to handle the APIs. Okay, so this question is the most expected question in the Laravel interview. Okay, so do this very carefully. You need to understand this. What is the difference between API and webhook? So let's see. So like I have told you earlier also, API is the application programming interface that allows two applications to connect with each other. In API, the client requests the server for the update. Now see, in API, what happens? In API, we got the API link from the third party, or from the server. Okay, see here, the client requires the server for the website. So what is the client here? Client is our Laravel website. What is the server? Server is the third party like Unicommerce. Okay, so like suppose you have a e-commerce website and you want to update the stock of all your products, then that stock is going to update by the Unicommerce, by the third party. And how it will get update? You will make you will get the API from the third party, and you are going to use that API, you are going to call that API to update the product stock in your database. Okay, so here client, that website, requests the server for the update. Okay, I hope it's clear. Here the API link is provided by the server that the client calls to update its database. Now see, it will be more clear. See, API link is going to provide by the server. Server is going to provide some link like I'm going to show you the link like sitemakers.in slash update stock, some kind of link, JSON link. Okay, so that is the API. So now see webhook. Webhook also helps in communication between client and the server, but in webhook, the server requests the client for the update. Now this is the opposite of that. See, in API, client requests the server for the update, and in webhook, server requests the client for the update. Okay, so what is the difference here? Here see, the API link is going to provided by the client. Here see, you can see this webhook link is provided by the client, that the server calls every time when some event occurs at their end to update the client database. So now in webhook, we are required to provide the API details to the server. Okay, so the Unicommerce, what Unicommerce will ask us to do, Unicommerce will ask us to provide the stock API. Like if we are working on the stock, they will ask us that we are required to make one API for them. That API they are going to hit every time when there is the change in the stock, so that they can hit that API and will update our database. Okay, so I'm going to show you, then it will be more clear. Separate video to understand API and webhook is available in video details. You can watch that and have the clear view of both API and webhook. So let's see the another question. Example of REST API and webhook API. Okay, so see, we have the stock API example. Okay, for updating product stock of the e-commerce website, we can either use REST API or webhook API. In stock API, in stock webhook API, third party or server updates the product stock in the website database every time when order is placed or stock increases or decreases from the other sources. In stock REST API, we also use to call it REST API. Simple API is also the REST API. Client updates the product stock in the website database at scheduled time via cron job. Okay, so I'm going to show you practically both the REST API, stock API, and webhook stock API. I'm going to show you that how it looks, how to work with these APIs in the Laravel e-commerce website. We are going to test both the APIs with Postman right now, so please check it. Okay, so first of all, we are going to check the stock API. Stock API. This is the stock API. This is not the stock webhook. This is the stock API, and we are updating stock with API. This is the URL for the stock API. You can see, and we have nothing in request. And see, this one. I'm going to check this one. Update stock with API. I'm going to check its API here. See, update stock with API. This is the update stock with the REST API, and I'm going to show you the its function. Update stock via API. See this one, update stock via API. See, we have secured this API. We have authenticated with this API with the authorization token. You can see we have provided the authorization token here because to secure this API. Okay, so next thing is we are updating this stock. From where we are getting this stock? We are getting from the third party. This is the webhook. Sorry, this is the API. This is the API that the third party provides us. Okay, I'm going to show you. See, this is the URL that the third party will provide. So every time if third party will provide the URL to the client, like if server provide the URL to the client, so that is called the API. Okay, so this is the API. This is not the webhook. Okay, here we are getting the link of the API from the third party, from the server. You can see they will send us the link along with all the data. Okay, so we are going to hit that link. We see this link, we are going to hit here. We are going to get this the all the data from this link with the curl. Okay, with the curl request. Here you can see we can fetch the this URL and we will get everything, whatever there is the JSON data. This API must be in the JSON data, output must come in the JSON data. We are going to get everything in JSON data, and then we are going to update this stock in our database. So let's see here there are two SKU here, and this is our table product attributes table. You can see here BCTS23 stock and RCTS45 stock. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make this stock, all this stock as 0. Okay, update product attributes, set stock equal to 0. See, first of all our stock is always empty. Okay, so here you can see our stock is empty for all the attributes. Now I'm going to hit this API. Okay, I'm going to hit this API in Postman. So let's see, I hit this API, status is true, product stock updated successfully. Now I'm going to refresh this one, browse, and you can see 23 stock added for this SKU BCTS and 45 stock added for this SKU, that is the RCTS. And see here, SKU BCTS is having 23 stock, SKU RCTS is having 45 stock. So the same has been updated in our Laravel database in our product attributes table. Okay, so I hope that this is clear to you. This is the API where we will get the API link. We need to get the JSON data from that link with the help of the curl request. Okay, and after that we will update in our database whatever stock comes in that link. Okay, so I hope that this REST API, this API is clear to you for updating the stock. So this is the working of the API. Now we are going to check out the webhook API. Okay, so this is the another URL, update stock with webhook. Okay, so this one we need to integrate in our website. Like our website is the stackdevelopers.in, so we are going to integrate this like this is our website. You know, everyone knows that stackdevelopers.in is our website. Okay, so here in this website we need to update this stock. So the URL must be our URL. We are going to provide our URL. We are going to provide the this URL API slash this one update stock with webhook. So this is the URL we will provide to the third party. In case of webhook, we will make the API. Okay, I'm going to show you. See, update stock via webhook, and we will make the API, and we will also add the content in JSON data. See, here you can see body and raw data we are going to add here. Okay, so this time we are required to do like this. This is the URL. They will hit this URL and will add this one in request. Okay, so all this like BCTS, RCT, S30, RCTM. Okay, I'm going to run this API to check. See, product stock update stress free 20, 30 and 15. I'm going to check there 20, 30 and 15. See, this also, see, purpose is same for both the APIs. Both APIs update stock in our table. Okay, so the role is same. Only difference is the working is the difference. Like one is updating like client from server from client. Okay, so this is a kind of the difference. Like client like one API like webhook. In case of webhook, we are making the API and providing to the server. In case of API, server is providing the API to the client. So this is the difference. Okay, so this is the difference. Role and purpose is the same, just to update the stock at the table. That is the thing. Okay, so whenever you will go for the interview, or whenever you will get big brand like Amazon, Flipkart, then you need to handle all these kind of APIs and webhook. So at that time, whenever third party comes into play, they will ask you what you require. You require API or you require webhook. Okay, so at that time you must be aware of all these kind of things. Okay, so let's see now further. Okay, so let's see the another question. So this is the final question: which one is better, REST API or webhook API? We all know that API and REST API are one and the same thing. Webhook and the webhook API are also one and the same thing. Okay, so which one is better, REST API or webhook API? So let's see its answer. Webhook API is better as it's the real-time API, and server will call only when a particular event occurs. Okay, so here see webhook wins. Webhook API is better because the server will only call this API whenever there is some change. Otherwise, they will not call at all. But in API itself, we are required to call that API provided by the server. In case of API, in case of REST API, we need to call it from time to time because we are not aware of the server, we are not aware that when it is going to update. Okay, so webhook API is better. Like in stock webhook API, third party or server updates the plug stock in the website database every time when order is placed or stock increases or decreases from the other sources. Okay, so server will hit the webhook API only when there is the requirement to hit that API. Otherwise, they will not hit at all. Okay, so webhook API helps in saving website bandwidth and resources. So webhook is always better to integrate, as it will save the website bandwidth and resources, because it is only called when it is required to call, otherwise it will not call at all. Okay, so this is the REST API and webhook API, or we can simply call the API and webhook. Okay, I hope that this is clear to you, and separate video to understand API and webhook is available in video details. See, I have explained both these things in a really a good manner, so you must watch that videos to get the complete clarity. If still you are confused after watching that series, that Laravel AP tutorial series, and after watching these videos that I am providing in the video description, you must follow that, and I am 100% sure that your doubts will get clear. Okay, so that's all for now. We will come up with the more interview questions very soon. Okay, so please stay tuned for that. That's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.